today we have two new guests. Feel free to introduce yourselves, gentlemen.
It's your boy Brose Cuts and Hip.
I'm Kuhler.
All right. You guys are actually mark our second guest ever, and our first duo.
This is true.
Oh, word.
Yep. So we already know, like, for the most part, like, here on Talking With, we just want to just deep dive and give the creators of our community, like, their shine with a well-deserved credit, you feel me? And Mike Ambrose, you feel me, from Brose Cutting over there on your right-hand side, and this artist to the left over there, you feel me? But, I just want to ask you guys first question, introduce you guys yourself. Like, us, Mike, we'll start with you, and then we'll go off you, go right into your artist, you feel me?
Yeah, well, I'm obviously Brose Cutting Up, so cutting up the city and everything like that, but mostly, today, like, I mean, we're just gonna be breaking down what we've been working on, you know what I mean, as far as, like, behind the scenes and, like, what we do on the side as well, you know, besides just, like, our, you know, not 9 to 5s, but, you know what I'm saying, like, just delivering that heat underneath the rug by, like, bringing it to life, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm Kuhler, 19, fresh out of high school. I didn't want to go to college because, I'm selling a lot of stuff that shit does. So,
now you good.
I found other ways to make money around here, you know what I'm saying? I got working my 9 to 5 right now, getting to it, but, doing a little something on the side, trying to pop off, be something bigger than what normal is. So we just out here working,
And Jay told me prior that one of you is a traveling barber and one is the musician. Which one is the Barbie/producer, and which one is the musician? Or the artist?
I'm the musician.
He's a musician.
Yeah.
So he's the one that brings pretty much like my beats to life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's just how I say it, like I ride with him because he really got the mindset to where like he could take criticism. You know what I'm saying? So like there's a lot of I mean I work with a lot of artists and younger artists and stuff like that under the rug, like I say, because a lot of people don't know that I actually produce beats. Reason being is because, like, I don't know, in the beginning, I was just cutting hair, you know what I'm saying? But, like, me growing up watching, like, Gucci tapes and stuff like that, Zaytoven was, like, Gucci Man's barber, but then he became, like, his producer, you know what I'm saying? So I took that to the next level and was like, man, let me start cutting up beats. Shout out to my cousin B-Wee, you know what I'm saying, watching him do it for so long. So, yeah, Kuhler, he got it, bro. He just got it. You know what I mean?
Some of you said too. I want to piggyback on you said about criticism and and it's like I guess it's a two-part question too. Is what is your approach when critiquing either artists who probably say, hey, I've been already making music for a while, versus artists who are new? Like, how do you give them criticism and critiques? Like, how do you approach it?
I mean, mostly I always want them to be themselves. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people try to take control over someone else's mindset. I mostly try to critique the fact of being different. What can we produce that can be different from everyone else, and to us accept it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't really mostly about like if everybody else gonna accept it right away. It's about us as an ingredient. And for him to take that in and to elevate that and bring it to me, you know what I'm saying, is like crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to find that kind of like match in music. I mean, I'm not like I say, I'm not like a top 10 producer, whatever you want to call it, but I believe in my craft and so do he. So it's like, I mean, we might as well just start, smashing these heads and bringing something crazy to everybody's eardrum that's totally wavy, different, and just like natural. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too fancy, just us,
Right.
So.
And for you, what do you look for in your criticism when you, whether it's like maybe a bar or like a whole verse or a line, like what is something that you want to receive when showing it, when showing your music?
Pretty much when I lay it down, I just love the honesty. If I make something good, I like people, let me know if it's good. If it's not good, I want to hear how if someone has a way it could be better, how let them put their input in. I love hearing open opinions. Because how what I might think is good, someone might hear it way better. And if I can put hear how they sorry. If I
you
can,
good.
If I can put my own little way in how they think that how they hear it in a good way, so like they hearing it how they want to hear it, but I do it in my own kind of way, I guess you could say in a certain sense. So something maybe they can remember, it's just cool because, people like different things, and I like different things. And someone come at me, asking me to maybe try something different, I'm all down for it. You know, that could be the one that people like the most. So who knows? We just get to it.
I feel it. Playing into the criticism question, because I actually want to piggyback off what you said. Easiest question. How did you guys exactly meet? Like, how did you guys meet? What's the story? Tell us the stitch. Give us all the secrets. What's up, man?
I'll go my perspective.
Yeah,
and then you tell.
Go ahead.
Because it is crazy.
So, I don't know, I only have like 2-3 songs on my SoundCloud, you know, something small. I dropped my first song probably about half a year ago. It was out in like October, I think.
Okay.
And, well, you probably hit me in like mid-December, probably not too long after that.
Yeah.
I was just kicking it one night, and my friend Derek hit me. He's like, yo, Brody, like, he mess with you, we make beats, check your Instagram, check my Instagram. He DM'd me. He's like, "Yo, like I heard your song. Like, yo, shit wavy. Like I fuck with your flow. Like mess with me. Like, you know, work with me." I was like, "All right, bet, absolutely. Say no more." And like this is like the first time, you know, someone like producing wise have like hit me up talking like, yo, like you cool. Like let's get some work done type shit. So I was like, "Oh, absolutely. Say no more." So I definitely had to see what we was working with. And we just
it was dope.
got to talking. So you know you could.
Yeah, so like pretty much like
first time he hit me.
Yeah, his boy Derek, like crazy story. So it was like the end of my day. Shout out to Upscale because that's where I'm at, cutting hair. Upscale downtown Racine.
Yo.
You know, hair salon. Best one in the city. but like after I had my shift, I ended up getting like some wings late night with my boy Ryan Schultz. Shout out B Council as well. Ryan Schultz, 808 God. We ended up going to Ivanhoe's, just getting some wings and stuff like that. And then his bro, Derek, was there. And I peeped him right away because he was different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always notice, like, kids that are different. Like, he had that skateboarder look, that vibe that we used to have back in, like, the 90s. You know what I'm saying? We used to go downtown, you know, after running from the north side, coming to St. Patrick's, then we'll go right downtown and go to the skate ring. And I ended up seeing Derek, and he was real cool, like, young kid, but very open, cool, like, something like I would see myself, you know, being at that age. And he was just like, yo, man, like, hey, you know, this one dude, da-da-da. And I'm like, no, I never heard of him. And I was like, yeah, I make beats for a lot of, like, younger artists and stuff like that. Because I like, you know, giving the youth something and see where they could take it because, you know, they're the future. So I don't really hold on to, like, you know, I don't even, like, charge like that for beats and stuff like that. But anyway, we ended up going to my car. And I played him a few beats. And then he played me Jared's stuff. And then I was like, yo, like, you know, I was like, oh, like, he nice. Like, he ain't just basic, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this should be out here, you know what I'm saying? So that's just me, because I take things like, I don't know, like, when I say I have a bigger mindset, I'm not saying other people don't, but when I see something, like, I know, like, if it could go that next level just because of, like, where I've been in the world. So once I got linked up with Jared, I mean, bro, the crazy thing about it is we didn't meet until, like, we didn't physically meet, bro, until a month ago. Like, physically because of COVID. So we've been FaceTiming, bro, putting in studio sessions, making beats, cutting over, chopping it up for literally 4 or 5 months. Now that's real to me. You get what I'm saying? Like, nonstop work. Like, you know how hard it is to, like, hear quality through, like, a iPhone, like, and making beats. Like, bro, we were dedicated, and that's what made me ride with him, because, like, he was so consistent. So that's the craziest. That's how we met, and that's the craziest way. Like, literally over the internet, bro. Like, like it's so crazy.
You gotta love the power of the internet, don't you?
Yeah,
definitely true.
Like
it
took off.
You know, the internet's really been like such a great. I want to say it's been a great influence when it comes to, like, not just only, like, musicians and producers and artists, but just as content creators in general. You know, how do you think, even with COVID, how do you think it has, in a way, improved what you do now versus, like, before, when you could go out, be out and about, and maybe shake a hand, say, hey, you know, I do this, do you do that? Do you do that? How do you think COVID has, in a positive way, affected what you do?
Honestly, if COVID didn't happen, I don't even know if I'd be rapping at this point, to be honest. Like, you know, I was in high school, senior year hit, we got let out early, didn't go have a graduation, none of that. So I was kind of sitting there. I was kind of like borderline if I want to go to college or not, you know. Even like before the COVID happened. And then the pandemic hit, everything online. So I was like, yeah, like that's definitely not the move. So I went and got my own apartment, moved out of my parents' house, started working. I was just like losing my mind. I was just so bored, just working 9 to 5, going home, sitting there. And I just felt like I was just wasting time for something. I was like, all right, what have I always kind of wanted to do? What have I always loved? You know, just something I can progress in, just something like a hobby. And I always loved music. I've been bumping music since I was, you know, 2nd grade. Getting in trouble, playing stuff my mom didn't want to hear, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, I was like, you know what, let's try it out, see what happens. And so now I just got working to it. Hopped on the track with my friends one time. I was like, no, like that was fun. Like that was it. And I think the song, it's not even out, but I think the song, I think it's a banger. So I was like, yeah, like, we definitely doing that again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It just got to working.
And what about you? How do you
I would say
has affected you?
I would say what I've been telling a lot of people, there's people that you could see that took advantage of this time as far as like it slowed the world down. So like for me, it made me go back to that, you know, that pad. It made me go back to the music. It made me go back to the things that I thought wasn't achievable at the moment because I was so busy in my craft, which is barbering, right? But always had a passion in music. Like, you know, J Skills, you already know how I get down. Like, with music has just been always something through all about, you know, shout out to Jazz Jelly, everybody, you know, Armand Wills, everybody, Rune. Like, we always been running it, you know? So, it's something that you know, a lot of my peers told me, it was like, bro, you could really take off with your beats. Like, I started doing it on the cell phone. So, like, once, you know, I got a really good MacBook, took over, you know, COVID made me, like, really think about my time management more and, like, where I should invest, you know, my beats. Like, who should I invest them in? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people just think, like, you just hand them out. Like, me, I hand them out, but I'm going to hand them to somebody I know that could, you know, I feel can take off with them and, like, real respect it. You know what I'm saying? So, COVID made me just understand, like, hey, we don't have this much time. You know what I mean? So, it's time to put things in more effect. See what else I can do. You know, challenge myself. If it ain't a challenge, then I ain't living. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just like you said, like, if you're not, like, putting dedication towards your craft, like, yes, COVID has slowed the world down, but just because it slowed you down doesn't mean you can think it's like, oh, the world's over. No, we can keep pushing, we can keep grinding. Yeah. And it's kind of crazy because you talked about how, like, you were talking about you were just making stuff on a cell phone. That's the original story of how I met you. You were talking making beats on a cell phone, just doing it. Now you went from making beats on a cell phone to, like, you know what, I gotta get back into it. Now creating this amazing hot fire I see in front of you all the time. Playing in front of his clients, younger guys like yourself, you feel me? But like, they already answered the first question. And when did you guys start taking music seriously? It started COVID because you have time management. I was gonna say, like, what's it like working together? Like, just like
even like since you have you over the phone,
right? Like, and this is the first time you guys ever meeting each other. Like, how is it actually working together, being able to have that human connection, like, through COVID and everything? And to also put something that too, like, has like your work ethics, like, or like how you like seeing each other work, has that influenced each other in any way? Like, has like the way he does, I mean, like, conduct. I would
say this, bro. Like, just speaking on that, like, it's like, bro, the reason why I'm running with J Kuhler, like the same way he running with me, bro. Like, we really believe in each other. Like, it only, you know, I don't run with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and vice versa. Like, for him, you know, so when you really understand that other person, you know, within that short amount of time, like, it obviously that means something. So it's up to you to take advantage of that opportunity or just let it go away and let it meet up again, because it will. You know what I'm saying? Always do. So, like, with us, we were like, what we waiting on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were like, I was like, forget it. You know, I was like, I'm gonna come out of retirement. Like, you know, watching B-We make beats constantly all day long, going live. I was like, the internet is just, you know, it's not hard. You just put it out there. And then I guess the best part is just waiting to see what happens. Right. So, as far as like us working together, man,
it's been crazy.
It's been crazy, bro. It's like a perfect connection. Right. Like, I give him a beat, he'll be honest with me, and then I'll be like, okay, bet, let's do this over, woo woo, and he'll be like, yeah, that's it. And then, like, for me, when he rapping, you know, shout out to B Hodges. You know, when B Hodges go crazy, shout out. Anyway, like, when he rapping, like, we feed off each other. Like, you know, I used to rap, whatever, and I'll be like showing him, you know what I'm saying? And then he'll be like, oh no, let me do it this way. And I'll be like, bet. Like, we respect each other's vision. You get what I'm saying? We ain't stepping on each other's toes. It's like, people only can take so much criticism, right? But like, for us, it's like, so what? Like, tell me if that shit right. Tell me if it's not right, you know? And I feel like that's what makes the world go around. Like, people being honest, you know what I mean? And just being upfront. Right. So, like, for us working together, it's priceless, bro. Like, we've been really just getting, like, we got so much stuff to show y'all. Like, it's crazy. It's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, I already know it, man.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, a little bit after we do after the show too. Like, if you could send us like even as much as like a snippet for track, we'd love to.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, I just mean like this. You know, I mean, like, shit. At this point, bro, like, we ain't doing interviews with nobody else, bro.
I feel it. But it's kind of crazy. Like, go ahead,
actually, something you said about being about honest in music, and something that me and Jay often talk about. Whether it's like what we do or people we interact with, and it's almost a side question sort of, but I really am very curious for people who like are always actively making music is by your definitions, and I'm gonna start with you, and then go to you. What by your own definition would you define as a sellout?
A sellout.
Mm-hmm. Well, musically.
I was gonna say define what you mean by sellout. You talking about like in the streets sellout, or you mean like by sales?
Not by sales, but like, you know,
like somebody being a sellout.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What do you define as it? And I'm very curious on like the perspectives of a sellout.
Someone who changed on a sellout. Someone who turned their back on the ones who was there before the issues were there. I guess you could say.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I say theoretically speaking, we've been working since I started music. Theoretically speaking, blow up. I blocked dude's number, never talked to him again, sold out. You know what I'm saying? You work with big artists, like, you forgot the ones who helped you on the grind.
Right.
But, like, that's selling out. You know what I'm saying? I see. I'm at the point where, like, this is a team effort. Like, I've had so many people help me with this tape that we working on at this point, or it's not even just my tape anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's my
I peeped it on Instagram. I peeped it.
Yeah, like it's not even my tape no more. Like, there's been so many.
Drop hot fire right now.
Gee, like, it's not even my tape no more. Like, it's not like it's bigger than just me at this point, and it's just beautiful just seeing it all. And if you turn your back to the people that got you to that point,
right?
Like you know,
that's what you.
Yeah, that's terrible. You know, that's like you selling out.
What about you, Mike?
I mean, bro, like I said, that's that connection, bro. Not even saying like that, he took the words out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, starting with somebody and just like actually just going through those hardships, trying to figure it out. Like, when we first started, it like, right, it didn't like click right away, right? Because we had to figure it out, but we could have went off and did whatever. So like, just by like, you know, I already feel rich. I already feel. You know what I'm saying? I already feel like blessed. You know, I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? We blessed.
Right.
It ain't nothing. I ain't chasing no gold. I ain't chasing no money. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, you know, we just trying to make a way. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Like, with this music, because we could show, like, there's a lot of kids out here that want to be wavy and just don't get accepted for being wavy. You know what I mean? For just being different. Like, I get, you know, a lot of people come up to me and be like, dang, bro, you do all that stuff with like your hair and your swag and stuff. Like, you don't, like, people be talking, like, I'll be like, bro, I don't care.
Right.
Like, it's my vision, you know what I'm saying? But now, like you said, it ain't just my vision no more. You get what I'm saying? Now it's our vision. Like, you guys brought this to us, you know what I'm saying? I would have never thought about reaching out as far as, like, doing an interview with anybody or saying vice versa if I would have not watched y'all from the beginning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, what can we do to elevate this together?
Right.
And put all of us up? Because it's not just me anymore. Like he said, it's not just me no more.
Not at all.
There's more to it.
It's bigger than me.
Oh, God.
No, bigger than me.
I got it.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Man, love, man.
Let's go.
I love the energy, bro. I just love this energy. I love the atmosphere right now. It's kind of weird. I'm actually going to play off yours real quick. It's like he talked about earlier about being a sellout, right? What do you guys feel like as a barber? Like take away the music element and as a listener,
or as a client,
as a client. What do you guys think is like so like honestly what's really gimmicky now? Like, what do you think is like the hot fast food stuff that sells, like, you know for a fact's not gonna be around no more? Like, what's the things you see that's trending that everyone's like you leaving behind to just be like everybody else? Honestly, at this point,
I guess like just like the showboating,
right?
Like the showboating of like what you got. For me, that's so like stay humble, man. Like because a wise man once told me, like, you know, my life could be better than what it is right now, or it could be worse. You know what I'm saying? And like from just taking that little bit of information, you know, I have stuck with that. You know what I'm saying? So I try to pass it on to other people. I feel like that is so played out. Like if you got money, you got money, cool. Like if you got cars, you got cars. But like but what about like, you know, your people? Like if you got love, you got love. Just absorb it. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I get caught into the midst of like all this taking photographs and being all that. Like we get caught into it, right? We all do.
We do.
I do all the time.
Have our guilty pleasures.
Yeah. Yeah, and ain't nothing wrong with it. But like I wouldn't say let it control your whole lifestyle. As far as like actually going on vacation and not enjoying it. Like, you just want to record everything. Like, I got a bad habit of doing that because I be like, man, I want to show my kids one day, right?
Right.
But then that in a sense is like an investment then, right?
Right.
But for some people, but for some people, that's like a clout. You know, that's what I feel like is gonna get played out. Clout, like just wanting to be doing anything to just get clout. Yeah. To me, that's very like lame.
Right. How about you, Kuhler? What do you think is very like gimmicky, something that's just like, okay, I'm gonna just try and ride this wave because it's the hot wave. Like, what do you think?
People just being corny, man. Just being corny on the internet. Just anything to catch a couple views, anything to get that couple seconds of spotlight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no one's trying to do something, put their heart into anything nowadays. Like, no one's working hard towards to really get that to shine. Like, you know what I'm saying? People want to get that quick clout. People want to get that quick check. You know what I'm saying? People understand that shit takes time. It takes progress.
Oh, yes.
And at the end of the day, like, what are you really doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you out here trying to better yourself and the ones around you, or are you just out here being goofy, acting a fool, seeing what... Just being goofy.
You see what I mean, bro?
You
see what I mean, bro? Like,
right.
Yeah. No, it's just crazy.
He on that. He on that. Like, I ain't gotta tell him nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like telling people nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm like very alpha male. You know what I'm saying? But like for him, like, you know what I mean? So it's nice to know, like, you know, he got it. He get it, bro. Like, cause I'm not on that.
Right.
There's a few like people I run and they be like, oh yeah, let's boom, let's do this. I'm like, I don't work that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's good to have like a certain work ethic and say, no, this is true to me. This works with me. I can bring the best with this. I understand maybe it works for you, but maybe not for me.
Right.
I like that though.
It's just like you said with the haircuts. Like haircuts, I give everybody like an hour.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even kids, I give them an hour.
But right, I was like, we've been deep diving into a lot of music as of lately, and like I said, a lot of people don't know that you're a barber, right, Mike? Yeah, a barber. But like, what do you think that actually plays a role into just being just what type of role does barbers actually play into society? Bro. And as an artist, really, because we've been having this discussion as like two creators ourselves. What type of real like, what do artists actually bring to the world itself as a barber and as an artist? What does your craft actually bring to the world, separate from each other? You feel me? Yeah, anyone can start, honestly.
Oh, okay. You want me to go?
Yeah.
All right, so like, I mean, as a barber, man, like we're therapists. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We ease the mind. You know, we help people on a daily basis. Stylists, barbers, whatever it is, cosmetologists. We all do that. We hear out people, and then we deal with our own mindset. So like, it makes us more absorbent to the real world, like from all different shapes and sizes. So when it comes to music, I mean, you know, getting somebody crispy for their shoot, getting somebody nice, you know what I'm together for their music video.
Right.
Like that can amp them up for that session, you know? Like I've been in studio sessions where I cut somebody up and then they just go crazy in the studio because it's just like, yeah, I'm fresh now. Like I'm stupid fresh. I'm smelling good. I'm feeling good, you know? And it, you know, elevates it.
Right. And as an artist, young man, what does your craft bring to the world? Like, what's your best definition of it to describe yourself? You feel me?
Hopefully it could be therapeutic, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully I can bring out to the world what people are kind of thinking or how they're feeling, you know what I'm saying? How they're feeling. When I listen to music, I like to try to connect things, you know what I'm saying, and relate to what they're saying. So and I bring it to my own life and you know, people sing sad songs, people sing happy songs, and it like matches the energy. The energy's good, and it's a vibe. You know, you catch that vibe, and it's a good feeling when you hear that, and it like hits something. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, getting to the point where people hear my stuff and they feel that. You know, they remember that they were driving down the car, I got the windows down, bumping. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
I
like
feel it.
you know, it all feels good and it all works. You know what I'm saying? Or the other way around, maybe on some other. Someone's going through something, they hear my stuff, and they're like, oh, like they get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's something that they can feel. It's another way to let their energy. It just fits. You know what I'm saying? I like stuck. You know what I'm saying?
Something I want to know real quick before I ask the question is, how long have you been producing?
Man.
yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk about like actual producing.
Like actually producing.
Man, since I met Jared, like really producing.
Really? Okay.
Because I had, like, so only for like 5 months.
5
like,
months?
if you want to say real producing, yes, with him. Like, because he's the one that's let me do that. Right. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the question I want to ask for both of you is, what's the positive response you've gotten from telling people what you do? And of course, you know, with every positive, there's a negative. What's like the somewhat negative response you've gotten from telling people what it is you do? Like you know, as an author too, I tell people I write that's great, it's good you tell stories, but then also the same thing is like, well, you're right, you know, you must write urban probably, right? No.
Yeah.
So like, what's the common positive things you hear, and what's the common, whether it's negative or just so comments?
The most common thing for me is I be surprised in a lot of people. A lot of people I was close with, because I didn't really tell anyone I was gonna start making music or anything like this. I just kind of, you know, you want to hear something, put it on. You know what I'm saying? Like, didn't even tell them it was me. Like, what you think? Like, oh, it was cool. Like, that was straight. I was like, yeah, that was me. It'll be, no, stop playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, run it back. I was like, yeah, this is me. They're like, what the hell? Like, when you start doing this, like what? So I mean, yeah, I'm gonna just start doing this now, I guess. And the people were just really like thrown off by it. They're like, bro, like you've never, like people like, you know, just be jacking, you know, say, oh, I could freestyle. You know, you said that a couple times, motherfuckers be, yeah, all right, you know, whatever. Ooh. Right. So I never really cared that much, because I was like, yeah, whatever. It ain't hurt me at all. Mm-hmm. I popped out, really got to playing something. They'd be like, whoa, like, all right, you on to something. All right, like, do your thing or whatever.
Right.
But then on the negative side, you know, people just be hating, you know what I'm saying? I think I got a little bit more of a wavy flow. Not everyone gonna like it. I'm not tripping about it. You know, it could be someone might hate it, but that could be someone's shit, you know, across the side of town. So you know what I'm saying? So that's whatever. I'm not tripping.
I feel it.
Most definitely.
What about you? What do you, Mike? What's like the common positive and the common negatives that you hear from
the barber's perspective?
Yeah. Just like whether it's being a barber or being a producer, what's like?
Yeah, you know, I'll talk about the producing more. Just because of the fact, like, you know, how do I say it? Like, you know, when you first start off, you know what I'm saying, people don't take you as serious, you know what I'm saying? Because it's your vision. They ain't going to understand it. So, like, I remember the most craziest thing I did was when I met, you know, I met Warren G and E40 when I was in the desert playing ball, you know, out in Cali, chasing, you know, some NFL dreams and all that. Ended up playing for a D-League, and I ended up working like a Coachella event. And I had the opportunity to just, you know, play my beat real quick to, you know, obviously one of the, like, top legends or whatever. And I told him I made it off my cell phone, and he was like, what? He said, hold on, what? And I was like, yeah, man, when I'm on flights and stuff, like, I just go on GarageBand, and I just chop up all these, like, drums and stuff like that, and I put it into it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of work, but, like, that's what I love to do at the time. And that was probably the most craziest, like, response I ever got from somebody, especially at that level, because I wasn't expecting, like, I wasn't pressing him to play it neither. Like, I just told him, like, I make a little bit here and there, and he was like, well, let me hear it. You know what I'm saying? While we was, you know, smoking back a little bit before we went on stage, which was dope. Yeah. But as far as, like, the negatives, like, I guess I'll take the negatives as just, like, my personal acceptance of being critiqued. I wouldn't take it as, like, really negative. Like, sometimes it's a battle for us to accept other people's critiques, right? So, like, that's the bigger picture for me. Like, it's the challenge for me because I'm so headstrong. You get what I'm saying? So, like, when somebody try to tell me something, you know, I try to, you know, be like, well, this way could be a little bit better. So I really wouldn't say, like, negative. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm always, like, trying to speak differently, but that's because I just try to stay in, like, a positive light. So, like, that in general, just, I don't know, man. Like, that's a tough one for me because it's like, I always try to work with people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So even when it is negative, I still try to find a way.
Right.
You kind of get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm so headstrong, but I still, like, so it's kind of hard for me to answer that in a way because I still try to find, like, that kind of, you know, that leeway of, like, okay, even if it is, how can I make this not as, you know, and that probably helps, like, with the Barber and with the music. Because, like, with him, it's, like, the same thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't be critiquing him all day. He got to critique me, too. Like, nah, we should do this. Like, come on, man. Like, and that's why I'm like, we have that equal balance.
I feel it.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of equal balance, let's talk about the drip real quick. What's up with the Beware Savage? What's up? Because I'm pretty sure everyone's asking, what are they wearing? What's that say? Like, man, what's up with the drip, bro? Is that like a sponsor? Like, let the people know.
Man,
tell them what's
Beware
up.
Savage, man, like I said, bro, shout out to my boy Jeff, my boy Tay. You know, man, Jeff took it to another level. You know what I'm saying? We got the BOS on, Beware Savage, you know, Built to Survive. Find him on Instagram, you know. We gonna tag everything later, and then, you know, when y'all do or whatever. But man, the drip just started, you know, one mindset to another. You know what I'm saying? So this pretty much is just like defining us as people. You know, we built to survive. This is some swaggy, different type. On the back, I was about to say, you want to show
see
the
the
back?
Let's see it.
It says right here. It says cash. I mean, what does it say? Snapping necks and cashing checks. You know.
Hey.
Yeah, with the girl right here with the lady print, you know, going crazy. And then, you know, we got the regular knits right here, you know what I'm saying, with the BOS stamp. We got a lot of merch coming out, man. We did do some last year, summer. We had our own little store downtown, Martin Luther King Drive in Milwaukee, and it definitely went crazy. So we bringing it back to life. We just creeping it a little bit into our, you know, music. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. Like, we just bringing stuff to light, and, like, I'm not approaching this just, like, as, like, you know, he's not my artist, I'm not his producer, but it's like society would say that, you know what I'm saying? But we brothers just trying to make it and just do something different, and, like, by us doing this interview, by us promoting our own gear, you know, by having y'all promote us and things like that, that's like what we want to do. Uplift everybody's stuff that we really rock with, you know what I'm saying? I got Valid Kicks on, you know what I'm saying? Like, definitely shout out Valid Kicks too, you know, for the kids. You get what I'm saying? So, like, we all out here supporting each other, you know, at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So we all just really trying to, man, as a city.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? Like, as a city, I think that's very important. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like you said, I had to peep the drip. It was crazy. I was gonna say, you guys are slowly but surely peeping into the music. You feel me? Like, you guys, I already know, Mike. I already follow you on Instagram. Everything on Instagram. I already know you got some stuff out. You already told the people earlier you got stuff on SoundCloud. Is there a joint project in the mix? Is there something coming up? That's what the people want to know. And by people, I mean me. I want to know what's up, what's popping.
I know you want to know
like,
so
what's
bad.
up, man, bro? Like, tell me something.
Pretty close to being wrapped up. We got a little 6-song EP coming out. I think the title's
Bro, we just came up with it in the interview. And that's how natural it is, though.
Yeah.
Like, we gonna call it based on this. Bigger Than Me.
Bigger Than Me.
Bigger Than Me?
The first little EP dropping. Gonna be on all platforms.
Right.
Yeah.
All beats produced by Ambrose himself, you know, goated.
Yeah, bro.
Few hits on there, you know.
Yeah, he spazzed, bro.
Some slight, I guess.
I can't, personally,
Man,
I can't
he
wait to
went
hear it.
crazy. No, he went crazy. Bro, we got this one, man, bro. See, like, I can see how it is. See, this is why we ain't no label or nothing like that, bro. But, like, we understand, like, how difficult it is to put a project together and how you want to push it. Because, like, it's like, there's so much good. Not even the time, bro.
Right.
It's not even that. It's more of, like, it's so much good stuff. Do we want to drop it all at once, or do we want to like give them a taste? Like, you get what I mean? Like, see, if it was a label, they'll be like, oh, put this here, and you'd be like, dang, that's not what I want to do.
Right.
Like, so, you know, Yeah, bro, it's gonna be exciting because like I feel like this year is really gonna be the year for a lot of us, you know, within the city to elevate even more than what we've been doing during COVID. You know what I'm saying? COVID, you seen the people that were grinding and going hard that survived, and the people that didn't. You know, we pray for them and help. You know, hope they get back on their feet.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, that's all we want for our city. At the end of the day, like that's why it's, you know, it's gonna be called Bigger Than Me.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like the title. Especially against an author myself, I'm really into titles. You know, spend hours just looking at that cover, like, okay, what should I call this project? And I really do enjoy it. And I personally am looking forward to listening to some new music because sometimes when I'm working on a new book or a new script or something, I'm looking for like that right music to like put me in the right mindset. So I'll definitely be like waiting and looking for the next for your project when it comes out. Cause
Yeah, man.
So I want to be in that right headspace, and you know, I hope that when your project does come out, that it puts everyone in that right headspace, that right mood, whether it's just cruising, you know, by themselves or, you know, bumping with like all their friends or just like, or even something as simple as like, you know, I want to listen to someone while I mow the lawn a little bit, you know, just to get me through this task and just kind of guide me through it. Yeah. You know, I always think as a creative, like it's necessary for music to exist, like I think for any sort of form of entertainment, as much as like for whether it's music, storytelling, film, I think well personally, music plays a big role.
Yes.
Because without music, you know, you can't illustrate that mood in the movie.
There's no feeling.
You know, or when you're working, you know, and you want to just start powering through the shift. You know, you get that right song. Or sometimes you're just sitting in the house, just chilling, just yourself, and thou. You're just like, I want to listen to this right here.
Catch that vibe.
I'm so glad you said that, especially with you two. Like, as a creator, content creator myself, like you said, music is definitely important when it comes to creating. And when it comes to you guys, like, what's your setup process? Like, how do you start the day? Like, okay, I know I'm gonna create today. Do I go out and get my tea now? Do I shower like now? Do I wear like a certain like headphones or something? Like, what's your process? Like, Jay, what's your process? And then from Jay, we're gonna go to Mike and just talk about your process when it comes to creating.
Y'all diving deep.
Yeah, man. What's up? I told you we ain't come to play.
No, I'm with it. They want the sauce.
About to get
they want the recipe.
Usually people dying to know.
Scroll through my list, play a handful of beats, feel which one, you know, I'm rocking with, you know, catch a little vibe too. Either I write up a little chorus, a little something, you know, sitting right there, just something I can remember going to the stew to. Or I'll just hear and just hop in the stew and spit something. But before I go to the stew, I always gotta have these special pair of jeans on. I'm not gonna lie. I can't go to the stew unless I don't got my jeans on. I don't wear jeans that often like that, so you feel me? So when I put the jeans on, you know, it's an event. It's an event. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be having my jeans, I'll be feeling right. Gotta be going dripped out for myself. There's usually no one in there besides me and
crazy.
You know, just facts, but facts get in there. Just lay it down. Sometimes it's quick. Sometimes I gotta redo a few things, try to get it right.
Right.
Facts, just be working hard.
That's some more.
Well, what about you, Mike? What's your process like?
Oh man, like to be honest, bro, after I get done, I mean, it really start with his engine. You know what I'm saying? Like there's times where I just like randomly will make beats, like just make them that I'll be like, I'm good at mimicking people's voices and stuff, so I could like act like him if I'm going off a beat. And so it's very like great that I'm able to do that. You know what I'm saying? So like when it comes to creating, man, I just sit there. I go get my Cocoa G's, my little popcorn. You know, you know what I'm saying. I go to BP get my Cocoa G's. Hey, you know, unless my lady already got me some. You know what I'm saying. And then sit there, you know, and just get to working, bro, and really just go through a lot of instruments that I was either sent, you know, as far as like melodies and stuff. Shout out to Jeezy. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then shout out to you know, the professor, you know what I'm saying? And just really just try to elevate them, you know what I'm saying? Or just create them at that same time. But and the thing with me is like I always I could listen to a lot of different sounds at once. So I could pick and choose which one would just like go crazy for him.
Right.
Or just like in that one beat, it could be like 5 beats.
Right.
Like, which sounds kind of crazy, but it's
it worked.
yeah, it worked, and then I could just go hit them with all the same melody, different drums, different kicks, different. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that way he could figure out the vibe, and it's like, you know what I mean? And then shoot, he already at the studio. I'm not even at the studio. Mm-hmm. This is how we work, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So remember when Wayne was like, "F that, when you in the studio, you need the producer, you need the beat, man, scratch." Like for real, we feel that, bro, because like there's no excuse for us not to be productive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it really isn't, bro.
Speaking of being productive too, like I'm always curious about like not only just the process but just like the inner workings too. So, what is the best part about what you do, and what are the struggles that people aren't aware of what you do?
That's a good one.
Yeah, feel free. Anyone?
Good shit, dog. I like that word. I like that.
Or you want me to like
Hey,
lead you in?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll lead you in. So like, for me, for Jared, it actually wasn't that hard because he's wavy.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But like when I was working with other artists, like and stuff like that, trying to, they were more. Me, I always try to be a little more creative on the beat. And some of them brought me down to the simplicity of just like drums and just like a melody. You get what I'm saying? Instead of like the extra bells, the extra whistles. You know what I'm saying? That I always put like, they're like, no, I don't want none of that. That was so hard for me because of the fact my mindset is always trying to add more to it. Because I want it to be scenic. Like, I want you to see it when you hear it. I want you to feel it when you hear it. Not just, like, the rhythm. Like, actually visualize something. It may not be the same picture as me, but, like, it's... So, when I make beats a little more, like, simple, I would say, which is nothing wrong with simple, because simple is key.
Simplicity is key.
Simplicity is very key. It helped me make my beats wavy, but simple. If that makes any sense. Like, it's hard to say it, but, like, they both collide together, and it was like, okay, now I can really push beats. Before, it was like I would spend time on one beat forever because it was so difficult. It was so hard for me to just do a simple beat. Right. But now that I'm working with it and constantly tapping in different areas, me meeting him, it was just like...
Yeah, you kind of like you're able to put your signature, but... It still keeps that simplicity in it, though.
Yeah, exactly. It actually compressed it in a way to where it just made my life so much easier. Because my mind is always thinking of something creative. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to get that writer's block or, you know. Right. And that happens because we constantly, like, just thinking all the time.
Right.
Yeah. Like, sometimes it's fine to just be like, just okay, that's good enough, bro.
Yeah,
like, for real.
That's good for the day.
Yeah.
That's good for a day.
Yeah.
How about you, J. Cool, man? What's up, man?
Man, pretty much the only thing that be really getting to me sometimes is obviously I'm trying to make the best music I can make, you know what I'm saying? I'll go in there, lay something down, listen to it a few times, you know, it's always, because I want to make everything on point, you know what I'm saying? I want everyone to feel it, every hit, you know what I'm saying? Not miss one punch on it. So maybe I'll go in, lay something down, hear it the next day, don't know how I feel about it, but then I'll listen to it another time and I'll be like, oh, maybe this is it. But now I listen to it again and be like, oh no, actually I'm not, like, I'm almost bipolar with it because I just want my music to be the best.
Now
you know,
good.
Best every rip, you know what I'm saying?
Good. Like,
yeah.
Now go ahead.
Do you feel like you're your own worst critic compared to like?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, for sure.
You know, like do you feel like do you find yourself listening to like maybe like just like a line over and over like?
Yeah,
critical thinking. Like,
just talking about that like years ago.
It be like that sometimes.
You were spazzing.
But I'm not like I'm doubting myself because I'm always in saying confidence when I'm in there saying it. But then I'll hear it and I'll be, man, is that what I wanted to say though? Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's never like doubt. It's kind of like it's like I want to bring the best I can.
Yeah, exactly.
So like even if it is your best, you're like. It could be better.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's very good to hear in an artist is that, you know, it's like I'm just going like make a quick beat, rap a couple like cool bars here and there, and a good hook, and then let's just send it out. It's like no, I wanna have my signature in the beat, and I wanna have like every line means something, even if it's not like a deep lyric. It's just that I meant it when I wrote it and when I said it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
I said it.
Yeah. I mean, well, seeing how like we were talking about earlier, how it's just like your creative process, like how hard is it to actually not stay complacent when it comes to this music stuff? Because earlier we were talking about gimmicks and like selling out and whatnot. Like how hard is it to get comfortable? Like getting comfortable, like you know what, I'm good in this lane. I make money right here. Like I'm straight.
Or do you just want to and to also piggyback with that, or do you just want to keep branching out? Do you want to just stay where it's comfortable right here, or do you want to like say, okay, I want to just take a risk and go right here?
Man, like us as a duo, bro, we never we always push the envelope. Like I'm not just speaking for myself, right? Like like there's a lot of stuff that we are in right now that people do not know about, and that's the beauty of it. Like we keep everything like on the hush because it's like. Because, bro, it's like if you ain't with it, you ain't with it. Like, really, if you ain't trying to get it with us, then so be it. Like, we talk about how the vision, like, what and it's not just all my ideas. Like, we want to push this to where it's like other artists can feel the same way to come here and get an interview with y'all and express that. I haven't seen one artist that, or maybe there is an artist out there, but it just ain't pushed enough to where, us locally can have a spot to come to just share our projects and our ideas that are going to come out because the people do want to know. I mean, I feel like it's so everything that's happening right now musically, it's like not copied, but it's so repeated. Like, we going to treat this as if it were to be a huge label because it is in our minds, you know what I'm saying? But no label. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally us, and this is what we're going to do, and we just going to approach it differently. And that's how it is with the music. Like, we different. So, like, being different to me is just amazing because you don't know what's going to happen. Like, we don't even know half the time what's going to happen.
I like that. I was going to say, like, so seeing how we've been able to answer a lot of questions between all of us. We got the good, the bad, the ugly. We got some haymakers in there, a couple jabs. And honestly, I like the vibe. I like the vibe of this entire thing, but I do want to ask you guys one more question.
One from Jay and then one more from me.
Yep. With everything you guys have done up to this point, with the collabs, with the taking your time, the process with COVID and everything, like when it comes to your project, when you're writing, when you're producing, or anything like that, what is your goal? Like, what is your what is your personal goal of like doing what you're doing right now?
Personal, individually, or as a duo?
Individually.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he has goals like that. You know what I'm saying? We all talk about them.
Right.
Well, we talk about them all the time.
Right.
So, go ahead.
Really, every time I make a song, I just want some best. Let me restart.
Now you good, bro. You good, dog.
Every time I hop on a song, the goal is to make the best sounding song I've made yet so far. Something that can top the last. I know every song, it doesn't always top the last, but that's the goal. You know what I'm saying? It never ends up sounding bad. You know what I'm saying? So I just think more reps, the more comfortable it's going to get, and the better the songs are getting, because they are getting better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not everyone's a top 10 on my list, I think, personally. It felt like it when I was in there saying it, but now I know next time what's hitting, what isn't hitting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm still kind of figuring it all out, and this coming along, too, so it's kind of cool seeing it all get together. But every, another song, another hit, and something I can bang in the car on the way home. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal every time I hop in the stool, pretty much.
I feel it.
Yeah, I appreciate, that. I appreciate that, like, for you, like, speaking on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you taking it as, a learning lesson and, like, motivating yourself, which is not an easy task. You know what I'm saying? So I see that drive in him, and that's why I love that. Like, I love that shit, man. Like, for real, bro. Like, because I do the same thing. Like, I'm trying to be better. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to, like, me making beats and producing it, man, dude, like, I'm trying to create something that's just sometimes out of this world. You know what I mean? So that's why I say, like, sometimes the simplicity of it can take, he'll bring it to light. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. I got to trust the other person on the other side to take over. You know what I'm saying? And he does that. And he feels that. And I'll just be like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, Like, he did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Do be going crazy.
Bro, you cut up nice. You cut up nice.
Shout out to Amanda, baby, for the tag.
Guys.
She went crazy on that. It was fire.
And my last question is more of just like a message from you guys out to us. Well, not us, like me and him, but to everyone. Is what would you say to an up and coming artist or that artist or producer who's just like struggling who's at that struggle stage right now? What would your words of encouragement be to them, to the new coming artist, or that person who's just like, again, just in that stage where like they have the talent but they're just
no direction,
not just the direction, but like struggling to get that result. You know, what would you tell them that would kind of maybe like get them at least moving a little bit and to continue that path?
Well, it's kind of crazy. We was just talking about that like a few days ago. Like, we both were going through this phase of like what are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Because it always happens. You're so productive, and then it comes down to like, it don't matter if you have a plan on the board, man. I tell people that all the time. That stuff changes. You get what I'm saying? And the reason it changes is because the vibes change. Like, it could be good, it could be bad, or it could be mental, and things happen within your life. So the smartest thing we can say, like, well, I can say is like, I mean, we was talking about what was we talking about? When were we talking about how like we both like had this block? We had a block to where we were like, you know what? Could we put this on here? Could we do that? I was like, bro, we could do whatever we want. Like, that's the beauty of it. We could do whatever we want, and that's what I want other kids and other like upcoming producers are. You could do whatever you want, man. It's just you gotta accept what other people are gonna say and not care sometimes. Like, who cares? Like, who cares, bro? Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and be upset that people aren't gonna like it. Like, I know there's gonna be people that aren't gonna like it. You know what I mean? Just like we know that. Like, there's not gonna be people that accept everything, right? It's like when you buy products like the water. Some people like, well, the cap's too big because I like, recycling. And, no, there are people
there's
like always that. There's always something you like and then something you don't like. So at the end of the day, it's just like you gotta just make sure you build your mindset to just be, built to survive, bro. That's why we built to survive. Like we gonna eat it, spit it out, whatever we gotta do, and just reform it all over again. You know what I mean? If it's needed. But at the end of the day, I'm sticking it in the ground. So I mean,
for real,
he already know how I'm coming.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I was pretty good.
I like that.
I
use that as a thumbnail. Guys, I got to.
I think unless you want to add on.
Oh, that's pretty good. Pretty much.
Then we can end it on that. We really appreciate you guys coming on to Talking With. Still a relatively new segment, and just to have the opportunity to expose more people who probably don't have the platform or just don't have just the chance, because there's so many talented people out there who who probably are like even better than people who are already there, but because they don't have that hour and some change to speak on it, or like that, or the executive's ear, they might never get discovered. But that's what this is, just that chance for someone out there who probably could be in Ireland, Switzerland, or just are in Texas right now freezing their behind off. Like, you know what? It might be cold down here, but this music right here is fire. So
yeah, bro. Like, come get a drag, like, for real.
On that.
So thank you for being on the show.
We appreciate y'all, bro.